Hi everybody. I'm actually here to discuss gay marriage. As a lot of people, it's a really tough, touchy subject, one that I'm directly in the middle of. I'm a post-op transsexual, and as such, I'm not gay, yet on the other end, I'm not completely all woman, as most people say, so that puts me in a gay relationship no matter what I do. And yesterday's passing in California that gay marriage is legal there now does put a huge spin on life in general. From my standpoint, it's equality. All human beings, all Americans for that fact, should be equal. It is not a Christian state. It is not a Christian government. It is a place for all people, all walks. Doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, trans. Doesn't matter. All I do know is I'm tired of hearing all of the Christian fundamentalists, all the Muslim egotists, all saying the same thing, that homosexuality is a choice, that it is wrong, and everything else. I can't stand to think about how many people's lives have been screwed over by these people's illogical thinking. We are all human beings. We make our own choices. We are who we are. It is not based solely on life in general, but as what we want to be. I chose to be a girl? No. I was born a girl, just with a different body. And now that I see how all these Christians there are going absolutely apeshit, it's not fair to you, me, or anyone in that form or fashion to actually deal with this. As we move on as a culture, it is best for us to see this as equality. We've always had the segregation of culture here in the United States, and that's something that needs to stop. When we started our country, it was first slavery. Then that was abolished. Then we had the women's rights, and that was gone. Then we had the blacks voting. Either which way, they're all in the same category. We always had that one person that elevated to a new level where everyone was equal. Be it Abe Lincoln and saying no more to slavery during the Civil War, which did not start the Civil War. It was based more on other issues that I'm not going to discuss. Then you have the blacks and their voting. That was a wonderful thing, something that Martin Luther King said, that we are all equal. And I do believe in his approach that it is not good to be violent, but to educate. And that's something that our community as a whole, the entire GLBT community, does not do. We don't have a strong leader. We don't have a strong voice. We are nothing more than just a group. And with that, we cannot move forward until we get that one person that can unite the gays, the lesbians, the bis, and the transsexual and the transgender community as one. We are one voice, and as one voice we can make a difference. But as it is right now, we have groups in California, Michigan, Texas, where I'm at. It doesn't matter where you are. No group is remotely connected. We all have our own little agendas, and most of the time in my community, it's nothing but people bitching and complaining that life sucks, not trying to make proactive or forward movements, but everything against it. I see, as a young, successful woman, that the only way to move forward is to do things that shouldn't be done, meaning that we have to maybe work with the gays who don't like the lesbians, or you have the lesbians who, a lot of them are as known as the bull dykes that hate men. We can't have all this hatred in our groups. If we want to have gay marriage and have it be there, we need to speak it out. We can't let the Christians, we can't let the Muslims, the Jews, anybody say you cannot be who you are. We need to push forward and have that individual say, I want to be there. That's not there for the egotistical thing. That's not there for anything other than to make a better community at large. Till that day, I see these battles in the courts where nothing is going to be solved, nothing will be fixed. It's all going to end up being the same bullshit that we have been dealing with for the last 15 years. Yes, we have all these things, But truthfully, we have nothing. We have certain cities that have gay rights. We have certain cities that have trans rights. Then you have the Edna passing this past year, which is an absolute joke. Transgendered rights was not included. It was taken out at the last minute because they didn't believe in it. So as a transgendered person, you have less of a right to be who you are than a gay man does, or a lesbian. Is that truly right to any individual, that we have less rights as an American than our fellow coworker? We can be fired in a lot of states just based on our sexual identity, which is not fair, and a lot of corporations have instituted their own bylaws for us. At the same time, I think that it is not a gay, lesbian, bi, or trans issue. It is all one issue. That is equality for all humans. Be you black, white, Hispanic, Oriental, or anything else. We have to learn to love learn to love one another instead of just being what we are, which is complete hatred and poking fun and being mean to people. Until that day happens, nothing's going to change any of this. I do hope that one day that it will change, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. I do hope that we have a leader that comes out and says, hey, let's make the change. Let's get the groups together that has the charisma, the drive, and the willpower to stand on their own terms instead of let other people push them around. We need our Martin Luther King. We need our Gandhi. We need our own leader for the entire community, not just that small fraction that are sporadically spaced across the U.S. in the big cities and have their own issues that don't coincide with everyone else's. We need to unite, and as that, gay marriage will always be this topic that's going to be turned down, going to be picked on, because we have no unified voice. And I hope and pray that we do have this unified voice one day. Till then, there's nothing more we can do other than just watch and wait and see how the courts rule. But nothing's going to change it. As long as the politicians know that we're not unified, that we don't have a voice, it's not going to change. It took Martin Luther King and Malcolm X to make that change for black voting. And it took the women's movement and I think it was the 40s to change the voting, for them to vote. Till then, nothing's changing. I hope that you guys have a little bit of thought and think about this. From now, this is my start of my blogs on here, and hopefully things do change, and I hope that we as a human society can actually grow and be better than what we really are. Thank you. I hope you have a good day.